been another challenging year to garden in Oklahoma, and one of those big factors has been the rain. It seems like we've gotten way too much rain at times, and then there's been a few weeks where we've been hoping for some rain. We're standing here in our proven winners trial gardens, and this might not look like a typical garden. As you can see, it maybe is not the traditional pretty lush garden. These trial plots are actually intended to see how plants do in a low maintenance Oklahoma situation. So the plants are planted in plots and they get very minimal inputs. Other than some irrigation initially, there's not much maintenance done to these plants. After we look at these plants throughout the season, we start to evaluate how well they've done. Considering that there was so much rain, record-breaking rains when these plants were first planted, we can look around here and find some that were truly hardy in some of the heavy rain conditions as well as some of the heat that we've had. So we're going to evaluate some of these, and we want to showcase some that we have seen that really have stood out. The first one here is the Scaevola. This is a cultivar called Whirlwind, and what I find really attractive about this particular cultivar is that it's just covered with these blue flowers. It creates a nice carpet of blue color. It's going to maintain a height of about 8 to 12 inches without any maintenance at all. It's great for those garden borders, perhaps along a sidewalk where you want to just cover and soften the edge of that concrete. Pentas are one of my favorite annuals to plant, and this one is called Sunstar Lavender. This is a new series that actually will be coming onto the market next season, so be on the lookout for it. Now, a lot of Pentas, you might have to deadhead them in order to keep the old seed heads off and to keep encouraging that new growth. This particular one, you will not need to do that. It's going to continue to provide a lot of flowers. In fact, you can see some still coming on. It has continued to provide us with this color all season long, which is a nice addition. In addition to the color that you're going to have in your garden, you're also going to be attracting a lot of butterflies with these plants. Now, Sunstar comes in a range of colors, but this one is called Lavender, and you can see it's done really well in both our wet conditions as well as our summer heat. As if anyone needs another excuse to add a salvia into your garden, this one is called Rockin Blue Suede Shoes Salvia, and it's an annual salvia, which means it's not going to come back next year. You're going to have to replant it. But you can just see the size of plant that you get in one season's growth. It gets to be about 2 to 3 feet tall. Now, we've missed the peak season just slightly on this one. You can see that there are some flowers still as it continues to bloom up that spike. But even after those light blue flowers fade and drop off, it leaves behind almost a black calyx. And so that still is going to give you some color interest in your garden. Now, what I find striking about this, especially this late in the season, is the grasshoppers have been ravenous in my personal garden, and I know a lot of our garden plants out here are showing signs that grasshoppers have found them. But if you look at this foliage, it still looks excellent and doesn't seem to appeal to those grasshoppers. While the grasshoppers didn't have an appetite for this plant, you can see the pollinators are loving it. We still have plenty of bees all over this plant, and butterflies, and hummingbirds will enjoy it in the heat of the summer as well. So like I said, this trial garden may not be the prettiest garden, especially this year with our excessive rains that we've had. You can learn a lot from trial gardens by walking through and seeing with minimal input those outstanding plants that you might want to add to your garden.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.